That's on the 704-243. What's going on? Good morning. Welcome to Fantasy Gridiron Live right here on Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning, gentlemen. I just discovered you today, and I'm in week 2 of my playoffs, so good, I guess, early Christmas present for me. I appreciate you taking my call.
Absolutely.
I got a question on defense. I currently own the Buccaneers. I have the Chargers, which I just dropped, and picked up the Patriots. But then I'm looking, scouring the wire. I'm looking at possibly the Cardinals as well against Minnesota, because I'm hearing they're starting Jackson at quarterback. So I guess my question is it safe to sit? Is it a safe assumption I should sit the Bucs? And if so, would you go with the Pats or the Cards or the Chargers against the Chiefs?
Okay, well, I'll go with mine first. What we do is, and I'll put it up there so you can take a look at it. We produce a big board that has over 250 of the top players each and every week. And, the big board's been doing us fairly well, as you can tell by there's a whole ton of people in the chat room. These are guys who've been listening for the first week. So first off, welcome. We appreciate you checking us out. So right now I have San Diego ahead of all those. I have them ahead of the Bucs, the Pats, and the Cards when I take a look at my big board here. Not by much, but, San Diego's in my top 10. And the only teams ahead of them like Tennessee, New York, Washington, Pitt, Philly, Indy, and Baltimore. So for me, I like the Chargers again. The wind advisory, they're talking about getting winds up over 30 miles an hour there in Kansas City this week, which means there's barely going to be a pass game, which means they're going to put 8-9 in the box to try to stop Larry Johnson. I don't think it's going to be that difficult to do, but that's my opinion. I'll turn it over to Marky C. Mark, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a tough call because Tampa Bay defense last week was awful, but up to that point, they've been one of the best in the NFL. At the same time, I'm not a big fan of their matchup against Atlanta. In my opinion, I like the New England Patriots just because I'm out here in the Bay Area and I watch Oakland play football, and it's pretty disgusting to watch. It's something where Jamarcus Russell's going to be back this week, but that doesn't really factor into their offense. I think New England's going to really lock them down. They say that, there's 70% chance of rain today in Oakland, so it's going to be a bad weather game, some turnovers to be had. But I have to agree with Paul, too. I mean, if that wind kicks up in Kansas City, Larry Johnson is not a guy who's going to get the ball 30 times a game and run all over a Chargers defense that's only allowed 6 touchdowns this year. So it's pretty much a close call, but I will take the Patriots in this case.
What about you there, Tony Sincata? Help us out.
Yeah, I get Tampa Bay in a couple weeks, and I also went and looked at the waiver wire this week, and New England, as bad as defensive they are, let's play against that quarterback over there in Oakland. Depending on who it is, it doesn't really matter in that offense. Let's take advantage of that.
All right, so we'll go with the New England Patriots.
I appreciate it, guys.
Hey, good luck, and hopefully we'll hear back from you next week with a big win, bro.
Absolutely, thank you.
You got it, man. Have a fantastic Fantasy Football Sunday. Right back to the phone lines, guys. 704. Oh, that's who we just went with. Let's go with 707-547. Welcome to the program. Good morning.
What's going on, guys?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be you because you're in the playoffs and one of my teams isn't. I'm struggling right now. What's going on?
Not much. Well, hey, I'm headed down to that dreaded Oakland-New England game just because diehard Raider fan, but just going. No one's going to be a mess today for the Raiders. Hey, I got 2 questions. The first one's tight end position. Keller or Carlson from Seattle?
I'll be honest right now, I love Carlson. I've been saying it all season long. This is a guy I had picked from the beginning of the season at sleeper at a tight end. And, whether it's Seneca Wallace, whether it's Matt Hasselbeck, this guy gets it done. He's the leading receiver on that team. And, he's one of the guys that they're looking for, especially once they get in the red zone. So, for me, it's an easy choice. I go with Carlson. How about you there, Marky?
I go with Carlson, too, like Paul said. The guy's been a red zone option. Leads the team in receptions. And it just seems like every week he's getting better. Against Dallas, he had over 100 receiving yards. Last week, he had a great day, scored a touchdown. You got to love his matchup against the Rams. He's your choice this week.
Tony, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I actually like both guys in this matchup, but Carlson's definitely a better play. And he looked good last week with Seneca Wallace, so that shouldn't be a concern.
Okay, there you go. So we all agree there. What's your second question?
I need to start 2 of the following 3. I have Ward, Rhodes, and Moss.
Ward, Rhodes. All right, so I'm taking that this is a flex position somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I go Rhodes and Randy Moss right off the bat. What about you, Mark?
I definitely go with Derek Ward, and, between Dominic Rhodes and Randy Moss, I definitely go with Dominic Rhodes. Between Ward and Moss, it gets pretty dicey. I think Moss coming back to Oakland wanting to show the Raider Nation what's up, do a little dance in the black hole. You know, how can you not go against or go with this guy, especially since the Patriots are saying that Nnamdi Asomugha will not mark Randy Moss, but he's going to play on his side of the field, and that means that we're going to see a lot of Jabbar Gaffney lined up against Nnamdi Asomugha this week.
Well, Tony Sincata, sorry. Hey, Tony, what about you, bro?
Hey, you did this far playing Randy Moss. You weren't playing Ward every week. You weren't playing Rose this week. Don't outthink yourself. Put him in your lineup, baby.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, man, appreciate that. We'll go right back to the phone line from the 609 area code. Welcome to Fantasy Gridiron Live right here at Blog Talk Radio's Fantasy Sports Channel.